So, as you will know, if you've watched some of the other videos on my channel, I built and have used a CNC plasma table for the last 6 years, and it's performed very well. Recently, the power unit, which is a Hypertherm Powermax 45 XP, has started to produce an error message, which I'll show just now. This basically means that the machine that it will run and then cut out sort of halfway through a job. I think it probably runs for about 10 minutes. Then we'll stop mid-cut, and then if you power the unit off, it will start again and then maybe run for a couple of minutes. So it actually thinks it's either is overheating or thinks it's overheating. So I've looked up the error code in the service manual, which you can find online. The manual looks a bit like the ordinary user manual that comes with your Hypertherm Powermax 45 XP, but has additions in the text, and it goes through ways of testing this thing. But because the error message that I had is not shown in the standard manual, but only in that service manual. And what it essentially says is that the fan is faulty. Now, that could be down to a bad power board within the machine or the fan itself. Both appear to be working because obviously it's running for a couple of minutes. So I'm guessing the weakest point of fixing at this moment, rather the cheapest, is to replace the fan. This machine's well out of warranty. It's nearly 6 years old. I don't have a local repairer for a Hypertherm machine. Apparently there's somebody somewhere who they're trying to get approval for, but at the moment it leaves me high and dry. So I'm attempting to do this myself. I've got some experience with electronics, but if you do try and do this yourself, then it's at your own risk. There are some high power components in here. As I speak, this machine hasn't been powered on for almost 3 weeks because I've been away on holiday. So really, yeah, everything should have discharged, but nonetheless, just don't touch anything that's red and be careful. But better to get a qualified technician to do it, I think. But anyway, I'm going to have a go. So here we go. So this is the kit that I got from Hypertherm. That's their model number, I guess. Right there. I attempted to buy the same fan that came out of the machine. I'll just show a picture here of that, but failed, the one that was delivered and is actually now in the machine. Is incorrect. It's not what was pictured, as often with China. It's a bit random what you actually receive. And I failed and got the wrong thing. So I ended up not being able to source the original fan anywhere and ordered one direct from Hypertherm. So hopefully this will work. There's nothing especially difficult about disassembling the unit. It's just held, the top's just held on by these 2 screws which go through the handle. I've had this apart quite a few times trying to solve the problem. But basically we just take these 2 screws out. Oh, nice and squeaky. Let's see if I can find a magnet. Can't seem to find my magnet. Always the way, it's there when you don't need it and not there when you do. Hopefully I can get that. There we go. Oh, almost. So having got the screws out, handle just pops out like that. You sort of got to separate the case a little bit, which becomes tricky later, but we'll go over that then. And then very noisily the case comes off. The noise that you heard there is actually hitting this plastic part, which is part of the fan. So the bits you really should avoid is the ones in red, obviously, for obvious reasons. But again, this machine's been powered down for a long time. Now the fan connects to this block here. That's just a clip. And then it is routed through the plastic case there, kinda. Just around that clip there. And that's the fan. Now, it has a shroud on the front and it's just held in with pins, so you can pretty much just pull it off. And then the fan itself is held on with these plastic clips here. So when you push that aside, push these two, one there and one there aside, the fan will clip out. Fiddly as ever, but be very careful not to overstress them. There we go, and that's the fan. This fan was one that I tried to use. It's the one that I ordered from China. You can see the wiring's wrong, and I just had to try it. That was all. So it's not the correct fan. Not the correct fan. Now, this is the correct fan. Hopefully that focuses. That's not the same as the original one. It is in fact the same, very nearly the same model number but a different batch number than the one I actually got from China. And the one they've given me is 50.79 watts, whereas the one that came from China is only 30 watts. So completely wrong, but as usual, no recourse. Now, reinstalling it is the reverse of taking it out, as ever, but you remember that the fan needs to push that way. You're supposed to push in through the heatsink, so the label goes against the heatsink. But before I install the fan, I'm just going to spray some contact and board cleaner in there to sort of give the heatsink a bit of a clean. Can't hurt. I mean, this stuff is fairly benign. Getting the heatsink out and cleaning it properly is a whole another game. I tried stripping it down and got so far and then thought, well, I don't think I'm going to do this. Maybe another time. Okay, let's give it a good squirt. So put the new fan in. It basically just clips in. And we'll route the cable back around that clip. And into the socket. There we go. Good. So we also put the shroud on. I've forgotten that once or twice. Now, this cover is clipped on. There's a couple of plastic clips on the back, but they just fall out, so you've just got to accept they're not going to stay there. We'll put the cover back on. Now the fun starts. What actually happens is that the case at the rear sometimes slips off the end of the heatsink, and having got the cover on, you can't actually get it to push back in place. So just try and make sure that that's already in the correct position. And very noisily slide the case on. get it to go in all four corners at the same time. The ends are held on by a screw at the bottom, but there's just a bit more to do, and then it won't fit anyway. So I do it this way. Okay. Missed the side again. See, that's can't seem to control all four sides at the same time. Put that in there. Okay, that's in. And they appear to line up, so I'll put the handle on. There we go. It can't be lined up properly. Finally got the screw to align, and we're in. Okay, so there you are, job done. Now to test it. Okay, so I'm all hooked up. Going to load up a job in the CNC software and see whether it works. So this is the sound of the fan running. This is pretty much full bore. It's 33 degrees today with a very high humidity, so it often does this, but that fan sounds a lot better than the old one did. So there we go. I've just run it for, you can hear it in the background actually whizzing away, but I've run it for more than 30 minutes and it didn't stop. But I guess time will tell. Unfortunately, they've stopped making the standard Hypertherm Powermax 45 XP. I think the new one is called the same name but with sink on the end, which uses a different type of consumable. That's not really viable for me because I would have to change my machine torch. There is a kit to adapt it, but it doesn't have the full functionality when you do that. So I'm hoping I can keep this machine running, this unit running, I should say. But time will tell. If it goes on me again, I'll do another video and report back. So far, so good. Please like and subscribe, and I'll keep posting videos. Thank you.